Ghana months. And the last time I saw a nation in grief like this, where everyone from both sides, both divides, came together to mourn, was when we heard about the death of our late president, Ijata. You know, His Excellency Professor John Ivasa Mills. May his soul and the souls of the departed rest in eternal peace. And when this thing happened, a lot of videos started circulating when the crash of our 8 fallen heroes, men who loved their country and died in the line of duty. When this thing happened, we started seeing a lot of prophecies all flying about and all of that. And as a responsible government, what they then decided to do is to create a presidential envoy that will take care of interfaith and ecumenical relations. So with that being said, I mean, what that is supposed to do is to target high-value political leaders, national security, public stability. But people, astute men of God like Apostle Sam Koranche Ankara, has said that, look, even though this is to bring some sort of stability into the system, he doesn't believe that this is enough to bring some sanity into the system. And MPs like MP for Tema Central, Charles Forson, has also said that prophecy desk is just another avenue for people to make money. Do you agree with these assertions?
Yeah. Let me also add my voice to the many voices saying they should continue to rest in peace. The 8 fallen soldiers, I choose to call them.
Yeah.
In line of duty, in service to the country, they should continue to rest in peace. This desk, we are mourning, but the presidency will not let us mourn in peace.
Oh,
what is that?
How do you mean?
Desk for what? To vet prophecies. Charlie, this country, if you think about it for a minute, you know that we are all comedians.
Why do you say that? I mean, before you come in, this is a president who is a man of faith. Okay? He is a Christian. He believes in the Christian values. And if a situation has come where before it happened, there were prophecies flying around. Unfortunately, we couldn't act upon those prophecies till the disaster happened. So to prevent this in the next future, how about we get a platform where we get all these prophecies coming in, and then we vet those ones we are supposed to take action against. We take against them.
I am not for it at all. See, Ghana is a secular nation to start with. We are governed by laws, not by prophecies, not by things in the spiritual. I agree. Everything that happens on earth is very spiritual in other realms, if you believe in it. So I don't fault anybody who believes in spirituality, prophecies, and what have you. But to create a desk, so how are you going to vet this prophecy? Is it physical, or you also have people at the presidency who would take these prophecies in physical form and take it to every nation has something back in it. Every president, every leader has something he believes in. Now we are saying what? We are soliciting for prophecies. What this will mean is that we are now going to open the floodgates for people who haven't even seen Jack. Guess what? A lot of the things we practice here is probability. A lot of the things we call prophecy is probability.
But Kingsley, is it wrong that you are just taking some precautions to prevent certain things?
You can't regulate spirituality. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So let's take a typical example. Before we lose these 8 gallant men who lost their lives in the line of duty, men who loved their country, there was this video of this prophet circulating that he has seen something and that the defense minister should come and see him. So assuming we had a desk like that, don't you think he would have been able to reach out, or government of the day would have been able to reach out, and then they do whatever they must do to avert this horrific accident?
Bro, let's not drag this. But I'm just saying, do we need a desk before someone can communicate a prophecy?
But we need a platform they can operate on.
Yes. What happened today trying to reach out to them via the ministries or the entities they had? What stops them? So are you telling me that today a prophecy will come, and if you ask that you want to see or talk to somebody in power now, even through email or phone number, you won't get? With all the media houses they go to say some of these things, they won't get the contact unless the desk.
Oh, but you see, if you are asking this now, it begs the question, even accessibility to these are public offices. Tell me, you are Ghanaian.
Bro, let's not.
You know how difficult it is.
Let's not reduce governance to spirituality. Then we might as well get an Okonfa-Noche, one Muslim person, one prophet, so that they can govern us, because everything we are doing here is spiritual anyway. For me, I don't think we need any spiritual desk to do anything. At best, every religious body should rather pray for the country. Like you are saying, if it is interfaith, we should all come together. We are now doing National Day of Thanksgiving. Yeah. We are now doing it in different religious aspects. Let's keep doing that. Even if we have sinned and fallen short, God will, in His own merciful nature, will have mercy on the country. But this desk, it just doesn't sit well with me. Who governs in this world with spiritual and prophetic desk? Who does that? And in what capacity? What criteria are we going to use to vet these prophecies? How?
Well, you see, again, that is why we are in Ghana, a country where we just didn't stand up and say that, look, let's have a desk that takes care of interfaith.
Master, you have a road that is not fixed. When someone dies, there's not now that you are coming to do prophetic something. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do here. Let's add the prayers. Let's add all those. Prophecies will come, and not today. So if the next government comes and it says that desk should go off, what will happen? We will all die.
So I don't think they are creating the desk in vacuum, but it's to solve a problem.
What problem are you solving with prophecy desk?
The problem we have right now is that when things like this happen, now you start having all kinds of people coming out that they have prophecies and all of that. So you would want to sanitize the system. And in that quest of solving that problem of sanitizing the system, it requires that you create a desk at the presidency.
Then you should rather tell the churches, regulate the churches on how they will communicate some of these things. Because the desk won't stop somebody still saying that I foresee XXX person dying tomorrow. Even though there's an email, even though there's a contact, it won't stop them. That's what I'm saying. Unless we are going to gag freedom of speech.
Well,
are we not saying that you are not supposed to steal? Are we not having people still stealing? You are not supposed to commit adultery, even the most spiritual of them, or are people still not committing adultery? What are we saying? Well, even the 10 commandments, people are breaking it. Now be spiritual guidelines for people to follow. Who is the person heading that desk? Is he a prophet? Well, is the person heading that desk? Is he a prophet?
I'm sure he's.
You might even be more prophetic than that person. What are we saying? What are their faith? What are their backgrounds as desk of prophecy and spirituality? Governance, Ghana, secular nation, governed by laws. We can, bro, let's move on.
Well, when all of this thing happened, it also threw light on something that I think the nation or we as a country must take a look at, is how we respond to emergencies. You know, because I don't think giving prophecies at this time is part of a good way of dealing with emergencies, you know. So this has come out that how we even respond to emergencies is bad.
These are some of the things we should be talking about. Do your best and leave the rest to God. But don't start with prophecy when you know, example, if there was a mechanical fault with if there was a mechanical fault with the helicopter that crashed, the investigation should give us the insight, and they shouldn't make it private. At least make it public. Let us know what went wrong. The people who are dead, the patriotic citizens who died in line of national duty, will be so proud that we use the outcomes of what happened to them to change something here. If your road is spoiled and you decide to go and pray to God, you will still fall into that pothole and die. Look at in Sanwom, Pokwase, the stretch, look at the road.
Yeah.
If someone dies tomorrow, you tell me that a prophet says someone will die. Someone will definitely die because the road is bad. Why do we want to reduce everything to spirituality when we've not done our part? Do your part first, and when still things are still not moving the way you want it. People are dying on Kumasi Accra Road all the time.
Man.
All the time.
Man.
So if a prophet comes up today and says tomorrow or next week, 10 people will die on that stretch, do you need a desk to say that yes, it will happen or it won't happen? It will still happen because the road hasn't been fixed. Let's move past this. We are going to reduce all our problems to spirituality. So tomorrow, if a politician assumes office and he's not performing, it is spiritual. So when we've given you money,
Kingsley, I get your point, but you see, if you reduce it and make it look so simple like that we are reducing everything to spirituality, it is unfair to the conversation. But we are trying to fix a problem. And what is that problem? The problem is that we can have a lot of people coming out, only God knows where they got their prophetic titles from.
Not to cut you.
So we are trying to fix.
Pray for the country, pray for the president. I am all for that. But don't create a desk. For what? For what? Is that desk Food and Drugs Authority of the spiritual realm? Vetted and approved? What are we talking about?
Kingsley,
when we live in a country that is secular, we keep forgetting. We live in a secular state. The country is not for Muslims. The country is not for Christians. The country is not for traditionalists. Let's all come together. Our presidents, our leaders, they need our prayers now more than ever. Let's pray for them. But vetted and approved at the office of the presidency, waste of taxpayers' money. Do what you have to do now.
And you know, when this whole thing happened, where we lost, you know, these 8 patriotic citizens, men who loved their country, it was so difficult going online. Because I don't understand why journalists who are certified journalists, who have been trained to do journalism, are capturing people at their vulnerable state, are capturing people when they don't even want to talk and all of that. And this has actually forced no less a person than Charlotte Osei to call on the GJA to give all its members a good training so that they act responsibly when broadcasting or when they are doing their journalism work.
I absolutely agree with them. It
was so bad to watch.
Yeah, especially when looking at the tragic circumstances under which this happened. I don't blame the media so much these days. You know, we can do better with our reportage, with our media space. But you see, there's a new crop of guys now who have just phones and they call themselves bloggers.
Yeah.
They are the problem of the media. At least I followed major news channels like Channel 1 TV, Joy News, and yes, they showed some of the remains in sacks and all of that. But you see, that gory nature of the people lying down in that state, I didn't see it with the major news portals. So it is this Kofi 111 news, something news. Forgive me if coincidentally I mention any brand, but that's not the intention. But I'm just saying there's a new crop of media guys, and they are still media because it's a medium they are using. They want to break the news first. They want to say that I have the original footage.
Yeah.
I was the one that broke this news. It's very worrying because first and foremost, we are human beings. First. before anything else.
Talking about I am the one who broke the news first. There was this thing trending on X that for the first time, Ghanaian journalists are not willing to be the first to break a news. And you know what that news was. I mean, unfortunately, Asante Mine has lost its queen mother.
That's a structure. That is a system. That is enforceable. That is punishable. It is not spiritual alone.
So we can take notes from that.
Yes. Now you agree with me. You are coming home.
Siam.
That is what I'm driving at. No, but you know that if you dare, that is where we should be heading towards as a nation. Let's rather pray for the nation. Let's do what we have to do. Let it be so wrong that when you meet an accident, the first instinct is not to pull out your phone, but to help your colleague or your brother or your sister in distress. Make sure you save them first. If you want to video them and even interview them, do it after you save their lives. That is where we should strive and get toward, but not this creating spiritual desk. Really?
Well, I totally agree with you that yes, we should build a society that have people who are sensitive enough that when they meet an accident scene, their first action won't be to go for the phone.
It's not fair to lump all of them together as media people because the credible media houses we have in this country, they really covered this thing to the best of their ability. They were so in tune with the emotions of the country, the families. People were tearing up, not because they want to do it for show, but sincerely they had some personal relationship with some of these people. And this is human. The bloggers or the so-called new people coming in, they rather must be regulated. That is where we must turn our attention towards, and not spirituality and desk something. Let's rather regulate these people. Now you are crying, you are having a private conversation with people, and you have a camera on you recording that private moment.
Well,
without your consent, that's bad.
Of course, you see, every nation goes through its trials and tribulations, but you see, it is best if the nation comes out learning from those trials and tribulations and getting better as a country. And I believe that is where we are. We are at a place where we are rebuilding our country. We are resetting our country. And when things like this happen, it should only be a stepping stone to becoming a better country where our culture of maintenance is top notch, where our systems and policies are working. And of course, very importantly too, you would agree with me that the public is very interested in this investigation. How we lost our 8 gallant men in this.
Our disaster response is terrible.
Forget
where the thing happened. Where was the Ghana National Fire Service? Where was the military itself? And how did ordinary community folk be the first to get to the sites and temper with whatever?
You know what? Actually, DIZROPT, we haven't really touched on this one because we are in tune with the sensitive,
but
how sensitive this topic
emergency
is.
Response. This should even inform a new policy, new investment into our security and emergency response entities or agencies. Let's do better. These 8 fallen heroes will be so proud of us that due to what happened to them, we were able to make something better for this country because they died serving this country. And what it means is that they wanted to see the country at a better state or in a better state and a better pedestal. So let's do this in their honor, and we shouldn't forget them too quick. We live in a country where after 2 weeks everybody will forget them. Let it not be this 8 people. Let's do something to remember them, even if it's yearly. Let's still do it.
Yeah.
Because nobody deserves to exit this world this way.
I agree, and for me, it's all about this Galamsey fight. That is it. And if we have, if we have lost Major Mahama out of this Galamsey fight, and we have lost these 8 gallant men too, I mean, what more should we lose before we know that Galamsey will be the end of us? I think this should even be a wake-up call for everyone, even you that you are in the forest digging our holes and destroying our water bodies. At least this death should even prick your conscience and say, no, let's not do this to ourselves anymore. Let's not do this to our environment anymore. So you at home, let us know what you think. Send in your tribute to this 8 gallant men who we lost. And you know, whilst you are doing this, recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.